Hello everyone, as you guys know, here at the Springhouse Farm we always try to be cutting edge and do something different. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to make some wine. I've done a little bit of research, collected a few things, went to a place called the Crowler Stop, got some carboys and some old bottles. And if you guys want to try this, I'm all about it. Leave a comment below. But we're going to give it a shot. So the first one I'm going to use is 100% apple juice. Full disclosure here, this apple juice has been in our refrigerator for over 6 months, maybe a year. I'm not 100% sure. But everything I watch, they say put a cup and a half of sugar for a quart, and then add the yeast to it, and then you crack the lid. Wow. This might be huge already. So you crack the lid once you get it on here so that you can do this. See the lid going up and down? So what that does, when that gas is off, the lid will come up, let the gas out, but it'll go down and keep it clean. So we're going to do this one first. So we'll have a follow-up here. But basically what you're doing is just starting the fermentation process. I don't know why you had to add so much sugar when it's pure apple juice, but we're only going to do a cup on this one. A cup ought to do it. So if you guys are trying this at home, I guess make sure you're old enough, but ain't too many youngsters watching this anymore. I'm looking forward to everybody's comments and stuff. From what I can tell, there's some people who literally dump this stuff in there and cap it off or whatever, shake it up a little bit, go set it down. There's one guy that I was watching, he drinks it in a couple weeks. And he does this every day so he can drink 2 quarts of, I call it hooch. They're calling it wine, but it pretty much is like jailhouse hooch. We're all about sanitation here. My hands are clean. Before you put that on there. All right. There's a little bit left in there. All right. So that's a cup of sugar. And then this is just regular old yeast. There's wine yeast, there's champagne yeast, there's whatever. We're not being endorsed by this at all. Oh, that smells just like nothing. It's yeast. It don't have a smell. So half a tablespoon, like they said. But you know what? Let me shake it up first. Let's shake it up without the yeast in there. Because the yeast is supposed to just start working. You know what I mean? See all the sugar in the bottom? We're going to pause the video and come back when I got this shook up. Alright. We shook it up till it's well mixed. And what I'm going to do once I get this in here is they're going to go down into a cool, dry, dark place in the basement. That's it, half tablespoon. That's all I'm doing. You see what I'm doing? I guess I'll just let that sit on there. I don't know. It looks shady to me. All right, so what I'm going to do is see the lid? This one's ready. Number 2 is Welchs 100% juice. Now, the very important thing here is you gotta have 100% juice. It can't have any everything on the ingredients has to end in the word juice. You can't have any kind of antibacterial stuff in there, any preservatives, because it'll kill the yeast. Or that's what they said. I don't know. So I'm going to take a little bit out and put it in this jar. Just a little jar. It's clean. We'll put it in this jar. I'm not going to mix anything with this. We're just going to drink this straight up. But I'm going to bring it down to say here so that it's got room to expand. Plus, when you put the sugar in there, it takes up more volume. That right there is Cincinnati public school education right there coming to pay off. Now, This is 96 fluid ounces, which for those at home trying to do the math real quick, that's 96, or that's 3 quarts. That's not a quart. That's 24 ounces. Well, that's close enough. So on this one, I'm gonna do a cup and a half of sugar. I'm gonna put this in the fridge right here and drink this later. This one is a white grape cherry flavor. Damn, smell that. Here. Smell that? How you like my now? All right, I'm gonna do a cup and a half of this. We're all about, exact measurements here, so. Well, I went over half, so this is gonna be the cup. Oh, how you like my now? All right. I guess since I'm showing you how to make jailhouse wine, the next episode should be how to make a shank. Because you don't never know. Oh, dump that out. There it goes. See how I'm doing that? That's scientific. That's professional winemakers. That's how they do it. They spread it around. All right, we need another half a cup of sugar. All right. Now I got this recipe off of the roughly 300 and something people that got videos out there on how to make. They call it make wine at home. There's one guy who's so particular that he uses CO2 and pipes it into the bottom of the container so that no oxygen will hit it, because you don't want to ruin your wine. So we're going to take a pause while I shake this one up. All right, thanks to the power of television, all that sugar's mixed up in there. Now on this one, since there's so much in here, well, that smells good. I don't even like this stuff. I'm going to do 2 of these, or a whole tablespoon of yeast. Like I said, there's as many different ways to do this as there is videos on it. And one guy, I forget what it's called, but he's a professional wine tasting person. Sommelier, not to be confused with the pirates that I'll crack this lid same way. See it? Oops, might be the lid. Nope. There it is. Now this should be the piece de la resistance. I can't really squeeze this one. So I'm gonna pour a little bit off into this. We'll drink it later. This is Blackberry Cider. The contents of this bottle is blackberries, of course, apples, pears, and so a little bit of cherry juice. It's a concoction that we got from Newtown Farmers Market down the road. I wanted to get something to get a carboy, and this thing was $8.99 with the juice. Oh, smell that one. That smells just like it. All right, so I'm gonna pour a little bit in this jar. Just clean. That already looks like bourbon there, don't it? Or what it looks like on TV, I really don't know. Maybe we'll get it down past the bend. Most of them did that. They didn't say it, but I noticed that. And I don't know what that is by volume. So this is a half a gallon, which is 2 quarts, 64 ounces. This is probably 12. So 50 some odd ounces, 1.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a cup and a half of sugar in this one. Yeah, and a whole tablespoon of yeast in this one. So like I said, you guys can try this at home. I recommend you do if you like wine. I don't like wine, actually. The whole backstory on this is we're trying to come up with a recipe so that when we have our venue up and going, we can have a house wine or we can have some bottled and give it to our customers so you know they can celebrate a year later or whatever, however they choose to celebrate. Or maybe the bride's father, after getting that big bill, is gonna want one. Who knows? Anyway, since we got a little bit of time before we're ready to start doing weddings, I got this harebrained idea the other day. And Ginger will tell you, if I get an idea, I usually try to act on it. So these people also had a specific gravity tester to check the different levels of the liquids as they were making them. I ain't got that. Not yet. We're gonna try it this way first. That's kind of like why we do these videos. We do them so we have a record of what we did, so that down the road, people look to get married at our place, they'll say, well, what made y'all do this? And we say, watch our videos. Or if we got to figure out how we screwed up whatever it is we screwed up, we can go back and look. But it's kind of fun for people to come along with us too. Now this one we're doing a little different. We're going to mix the sugar and the yeast at the same time when we shake it up. The reason I'm doing it that way is because I don't have a burping lid on this one, so I'm going to have to do a little bit something different. I'll show you guys when we get it down there, but you might find it a little interesting, I don't know. So these two jars right here are unapproached or untouched juices, and we're going to try them just like they are. I'm going to shake this one up and we'll come right back. So we just got done shaking this one up thanks to the power of TV, and I'll get you a close-up view of that so you can see what it looks like. The yeast is suspended, but if you look on the top, you can actually see the gases starting to pop already. On this one over here, it's definitely got gases. And as you all know, the yeast consumes the sugar, produces CO2 and alcohol. So we're going to give this a shot. If you're interested in getting some of the final sample, the final product, we're going to have people test it out. Leave a comment below or contact us on our page. We're at springhousefarm.com. We got a Facebook page, Springhouse Farm. Springhouse is spelled S-P-R-I-N-G-H-A-U-S. We got some bottles. We got some crowlers. The crowler that we got this from comes from the Crowler Stop. It's a place down the street from us. We got this one and this one for that one and that one, and all these empty bottles that they have behind the bar. I told them we're trying to make some wine. We need something to put it in. In a couple of weeks, we'll go back and check this stuff out. I'll rack it off. For those who don't know what that means, it's pretty much decanting it or taking the clear off the top and leaving a funk in the bottom. And we do that a few times, put it in a bottle, and everybody gets, or those who want to try it can try it. These two here will probably be consumed before that because these juices are pretty nice. They smell good. I'm sure they're going to taste good. And we'll pick another video up in a couple weeks, but we wanted to drop this one out there real quick so people could see what the excitement is all about at the Springhouse Research Lab. That's what we're calling this. So we'll be back in 2 weeks.
Those little yeasts are getting busy.